Educational technology and its market is predicted to grow about 16% by the year 2030, according to Forbes Business Council member and educational technology enthusiast Alex Yelenovich. Now, generally speaking, that's a very large percentage, and also the world of technology has skyrocketed and significantly changed since the COVID-19 pandemic, especially in terms of education. Its tremendous impact has really urged society into thinking about what it means to go to school and what it means to be a teacher. It's important we take into account multiple things when we talk about ed tech in education. And this presentation is going to discuss how virtual reality, an aspect of ed tech, is being used in the classroom, the challenges that it presents, and also weigh both positive and negative effects it has on students. To begin, there are many ways that VR is being used in the classroom, and we can easily put this into a list. So in an online article written by Dr. Matthew Lynch, he outlines these ways, and these ways include exploring geographical locations, taking a closer look at the human body, a closer look at intricate machinery systems, language immersion, skills training, and artwork immersion. To kind of delve deeper into this, VR language immersion is beyond cool. It offers a really unique and a very relevant perspective where students can practice their vocab, grammar, speaking, listening skills, and all-around fluency because they're practicing conversational language. It takes away any sense of nerves or having a lack of confidence because it's virtual. It's essentially not real, and that can be very appealing to both students and teachers. Next, I'll be talking about the challenges that VR presents in the classroom. Despite how virtual reality allows students to have an active experience, it still presents challenges just like any other educational proposal. Shailaja Neil Katan talks about these challenges in an article she wrote for EdTech magazine. So first, the cost of VR materials can be quite intimidating. Many schools, as we know, face financial limitations as it is, and without a doubt, purchasing a virtual reality headset for every single student is a very hefty investment. With that said, it can be hard for administrators to find the value in a tool as such because teachers have and are persevering just fine without them. Next, the general lack of knowledge about VR contributes to the overarching problem. So the article notes that technology won't be effective until curriculum is fundamentally changed to allow technology to be integrated meaningfully into the classroom, which, take it or leave it, is ultimately the truth. And finally, the majority of parents show concern and ultimately establish VR as a no-go tech tool for their kids. So now it's really up to you to determine whether or not the educational effects outweigh the physical ones in terms of VR, which leads into my next point. Lastly, I'll be talking about the positive and negative effects that VR has on students in the classroom. The list of advantages and positive effects is very extensive, which is a great thing. This list it increases memory power and knowledge retention. It boosts excellence and engagement. It improves learning outcomes. There's more focused student attention on the lesson. It opens up opportunities for more accessibility. It improves understanding of complex subjects. It builds emotional intelligence and awareness. And finally, it improves communication skills. And all of these are very self-explanatory, which is a plus too. However, the list of disadvantages is quite extensive as well, and disadvantages and negative effects include it may deteriorate human connection. There's functionality issues. There's a lack of flexibility. It feeds into the addiction to a virtual world because we need to remember that this is virtual. It's not reality. And one more time, it's a very expensive tech tool. In summary, we've talked about how virtual reality is being utilized in the classroom, the challenges that VR presents in the classroom, as well as the positive and negative effects that VR has on students in the classroom. It's really up to you now to decide whether or not virtual reality is worth it. Should it be put into the classroom? Do you think that the positives outweigh the negatives? It's a really great tool that can be used to enhance teacher lesson plans, increase engagement, and overall learning, but when it presents physical side effects on young kids like nausea, dizziness, and confusion after being on it for such a long time, is it really worth it? Ultimately, there are a lot of things to consider when talking about virtual reality in education, but it remains important to talk about it since education is rapidly changing and developing and advancing every day due to our technological availability.